Hello, everyone. This is Tom Kang from Counterpoint Research. Today, we have Chris Patrick with us. He is SVP and GM of Mobile Handset at Qualcomm. Thanks for coming, Chris.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
So, Chris is actually heading all the work behind the development of the flagship product of Qualcomm, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 this time. So there was a big announcement at the Snapdragon Summit of the new product that Qualcomm launched. It's the flagship product that goes into almost all of the premium Android products that are in the market. So there were lots of exciting announcements, and your presentation, it was very interesting. The part that I kind of cling on to was when you said this is the Titan of on-device intelligence. That was really interesting. Can you kind of explain
Sure.
why you said Titan?
Every year we think about, what represents the device, what represents this new platform, and what it's going to be. What is the big change it represents in the industry? As you said, we're in the majority of the flagship devices in Android. So we feel like we have a responsibility to really set the pace of innovation for the whole Android ecosystem. The Titan is this big, powerful figure that has broad shoulders, can take a lot of weight, can kind of represent, and for us represented, the best of this platform, which is really the on-device AI, was the one thing that really, I think, captured our imagination internally, and we think is going to capture the imagination of the industry.
Right. That was really well coined.
All right.
I like it. So there are lots of elements that go into this SoC. I mean, it's not just the CPU. It's you have the Creo, but you also have the Spectra ISP, the Hexagon NPU, all the different ISPs, and it's very kind of dynamic, and it's very kind of performance driven in many aspects.
That's right.
But they're all good. But if you can kind of highlight two of the most important features that differentiate this new Gen 3 to competitors in your past models, what would those two be?
I think it's hard to not talk about AI more. I think AI this time really represents some of the best that we have in this platform. So we, of course, have a huge leap forward in just AI throughput, AI performance. And we spoke at the summit about almost doubling our AI performance in some metrics, 98% increase. But the key thing is to do that and make sure it's useful for end users. You also have to work on power consumption.
Okay.
Right. So at the same time we talk about advancing performance, we talk about optimizing power consumption to provide that balance. So the first would be AI, without question. The second, it's hard to choose from each of the different features that are pretty impactful. But it's hard to not talk about gaming.
Oh, okay.
So gaming and the GPU is something that, again, we're passionate about here, because that's how so many people, use their phones on a day-to-day basis, is as their gaming machine.
Right.
So we have some pretty exciting features, desktop level gaming features that are now on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, including something called global illumination, which is a pretty exciting feature. If you have a chance to see any of the demos and any of the videos, you can see the kind of real-world effects that's going to produce with these incredible lighting and reflection effects in games.
Right.
Pretty astonishing.
Right. I think you had some demos with game partners, right?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Those were really amazing. So can you kind of explain more about that gaming feature?
Sure. Yeah, we introduced a feature called ray tracing, something that's been in existence for a few years on, very large, expensive gaming cards and things like that for desktop gaming machines. So we created that functionality over the last couple of years. We had a big rollout last year, and so now this is a new enhancement to that, something called global illumination, which is another way to broadly impact an entire scene with lighting effects and reflections and different things. That's very visually appealing.
Right. Wow, that's amazing. If we kind of go back to AI then.
Sure.
So to kind of and make this AI a kind of dominant feature in this phone, I saw that you pulled up the performance of your NPU 98%.
That's right.
That's tremendous in a year, right?
That's right.
So, I mean, how did you do it? I mean, was there any fundamental change in the design, or it's amazing?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a big focus of ours, and so we've actually been looking at AI for a long, long time, and so that's really what Qualcomm's focused a lot of its research is how to do AI efficiently in a device like this, right? So
Oh,
this is the chip actually right here.
the real chip.
This is the real chip,
Wow.
right? So it's again a tiny, tiny device in the end for all the horsepower, all the capability packed in here. This is the chip that does really powers a phone like that.
Right.
So in here, we have, we've done this research for really decade plus on how to make these AI structures efficient, how to make them power efficient, how to make them memory efficient, so they can be practical in a real life smartphone. This year we've rolled out some big changes in the structure of that processor,
Oh,
how the different elements work together, and that's how we achieve this almost doubling
right.
of performance.
So you actually changed the.
Yeah, it was a kind of ground up re-architecture, right?
Wow.
In terms of how the different components within this, what we call the neural processing unit, which is our AI accelerator, how that functions.
Okay, great. And another thing I saw that was different was that you actually have Llama 2 inside the SoC.
That's right.
Wow, that's amazing. So,
That's right.
so I mean, what will consumers see when they're actually using this SoC that Llama 2 can do for them?
Right. Yeah, so Llama 2 is definitely one of the leading models. So what we've implemented is what's called 7 billion parameter version of Llama 2. So Llama 2 actually has several different sizes. And 7 billion parameters, we can do some amazing, very sophisticated things. So I think your viewers may have seen things like, doing queries, just
Right.
asking questions or asking to create content,
Right.
or other kinds of text-to-text processing.
So
So, yes.
it would be like a chatbot inside.
So it could be a chatbot, or it could be, so for example, I'm sure you have a million emails right on your phone right now. So maybe what you want to do is to have a service that goes through all your emails, summarizes what everything you should know for today.
Wow.
So maybe, definitely pay attention to this email, less important. Here's something that you should highlight as you think about your day coming up. So anyway, the tons of different applications and possible services we're expecting to see over the next few months and a year or two emerging.
Right. So this happens without the network. So it happens even in airplane mode.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we think on-device AI is going to be a powerful addition to what's happening right now. So right now, a lot of what you hear about really is cloud-based AI processing, generative AI processing. These large models happening on these big rigs that are in a warehouse somewhere that are air-conditioned and cooled, and you need connectivity to reach it. But here, what we're talking about is running these kinds of models on the device in your hand. So even if you're on an airplane or something, you don't have connectivity, you'll still have these kinds of services. You'll never get bogged down by, for instance, latency in the cloud, or if the cloud provider you're working with doesn't have enough capacity. Instead, you'll have it always on your device, kind of at your beck and call in every circumstance. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, cool. So this Llama 2 is like almost the same version that Meta Llama has.
Absolutely. This is a partnership with Llama.
Right.
So they develop the model, obviously train the model, and then we work with them to implement it on our platform.
Right. Wow.
Because on a phone, on a phone form factor, we use techniques called quantization that takes that model and approximates it and makes it fit and be efficient in a smartphone.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, these are amazing developments. I mean, compared to last year was also amazing. New AI functions in camera, but now it's like almost desktop grade in many aspects. The gaming, the AI part, the maybe transcription, chatbots, those functions. But I think this year is a challenging year. It can be a very challenging year because of the economic downturn.
Sure.
Do you have any concerns on that? And I mean, when you were developing this and working with the teams, did you have something in mind for kind of overcoming those kind of challenges? A lot of world economy going down.
Yeah, no, it's obviously a challenging time. But what we see is people want to have this digital assistant with them. We want to have this personal companion, right? The cell phone is like fundamental to people's lives, and so we've seen yeah, that's something that people continue to want to prioritize kind of in their own lives. And they want to have this powerful capability with them to work and reach their loved ones and to really be part of their daily life. So we see people continuing to want to invest in the cell phone as a sort of critical part of their infrastructure for themselves and their families. But the one thing we want to make sure is that we have solutions for every possible price point, right? So people always have the right choice and can make the right decision for themselves and for their family. So yeah, Qualcomm's unique, I think, in the span of chipsets that we do. Right. So we have the things like the 8 Gen 3, which we're very proud of all that technology and the flagship capability. But then we also go down to, as we call it, different tiers down to eventually our 4 series, and that's optimized for a different value kind of performance point.
Right.
So we want to make sure we have a solution for everybody, and everybody has the critical infrastructure they need for themselves and for their families.
Right. So I guess this isn't just a luxury; it's an investment.
That's right.
And it can be a life changer.
That's right.
Productivity, efficiency wise.
That's right. I think in a lot of places in the world, right, is your cell phone is how you pay a bill, right? How you sort of reach a loved one.
Yeah.
It's how you do your work.
Yeah, run a business.
Right? Or you run your business, exactly. So yeah, so we see people continuing to want to invest in cell phones to be kind of part of that critical kind of infrastructure for themselves.
Yeah, we're really excited. So the products are launching soon, I guess. I heard Xiaomi's launching the Gen 3.
That's right. So Xiaomi's actually already launched
the
Gen 3, which is astonishing.
Yeah.
So that's the first time it's been as close to our launch event that a customer has launched. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
So that's already happened, and I think you'll see a huge wave of devices in the coming weeks.
Yeah, can't wait to get one of those.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, thank you today.
Okay, thank you, Tom.